All right, guys, this is Turn It Up. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hinojosa.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth De Leon.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves, ladies. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? How did you end up here?
So I grew up in San Antonio my whole life, and I got a job here, honestly, because of Liz. She's the one that told me about the company, so that's how I started here.
So I'm from Laredo, Texas. I'm 2 hours south of the border, but most of my extended family is over here, so kind of a San Antonian now. I moved here for college, and I met Christopher Velasquez, who's on our team, and kind of the same thing that I did to Sarah, he helped me with. He reached out. Unfortunately, it was the week of finals, and didn't tell me that I had a deadline, but I applied, and I've been with the company 3 years now.
Wow, intern for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Okay, very good. How long have you been an intern?
A year.
Just a year? Okay. And what brought you, I know you said you grew up in San Antonio and you grew up close here, but did you want to go to school anywhere else, or was UTSA kind of the main one you wanted to go to?
UTSA was always the school I wanted to go to because that's the school that my parents went to, so just follow their footsteps.
What about you, Elizabeth?
I was part of an engineering magnet program back home, and we got the top 3, so it was UT, UTSA, or Texas A&M.
And you chose UTSA?
I applied to A&M and UTSA, and I got accepted. I applied to my safety schools back home. Those were kind of a given. I've been in programs with them before, but I applied for different majors for each school, and I picked the one I liked best.
So when you applied for different majors at each school. What were the different majors that you were applying for?
I applied for medical at A&M, math back home, or business, I can't remember now, and engineering at UTSA.
And what made you decide to go with engineer?
Honestly, I like the city more, and I had just done the program, so I was in that mindset of engineering math is more my speed than switching over to a medical focus.
And what about you, Sarah? How did you decide civil engineering or whatever kind of engineering that you're majoring in?
My dad's a civil engineer, so I kind of look up to him, right? So that's why I wanted to be.
And you saw it when you're growing up, and you're like, this is it.
It's kind of funny because my dad will say that growing up, he would sit down with me and show me plans, and I didn't care at all. But it wasn't until later in high school that I was like, oh, I really like math and what involves a lot of math and problem solving. Oh, civil engineering. My dad's already a civil engineer. I could see it, so it's awesome.
That's very cool. So we got through a little bit of school here. How did you find WGI through Chris Velasquez, and you found WGI through Elizabeth?
Yeah.
So is it when Chris was recruiting you, what did that process look like?
So I started college that year that we had COVID hit, so I had a full semester, and I met Chris for Steelbridge with ASCE. It's the American Society of Civil Engineering. And I joined his Steelbridge team with some awesome other friends or people that later became friends. And I stayed in contact with them through the pandemic. In December of 2020, he reached out and told me, hey, I'm about to graduate. They need basically a replacement intern for my position. He gave me a little bit of context of what he was doing. He actually wasn't on the team he currently is on now. So he gave me all this information that I ended up not working on. But instead of studying for my finals like I should have, I ended up applying. I was the last person that they scheduled to apply. They met with me after hours, and they were so sweet to accommodate my testing schedule for that week. I interned, and I was so burned out after the test. I had a 15-minute break after my test, interviewed, and kind of wrote it off. Got the call back 2 weeks later, and then joined on full time and have stayed on since.
Awesome. And so in your internships at WGI, what's some of the stuff that you guys do? You guys talk about any of the exciting projects that you're working on or anything like that?
So a lot of utility work, roadway design. An exciting project that I actually worked on was last summer. I got my own sidewalk project. So I got to design a sidewalk from beginning, go to the street, inspect it, take pictures, mark all the trees, design our AutoCAD. After it's done, meet up with COSA people, inspect it some more, we need stairs, we need retaining wall. And it was a major project. So I think that's pretty exciting.
And is it built now?
Actually, they keep pushing back construction, and so hopefully construction starts this summer.
That'll be really cool to see it when you can walk on it.
I know, through my sidewalk.
That's
It's
really
exciting.
Nobody knows that.
I had the same initiation project actually. I did pedestrian mobility over in I think it was District 3, and I met with Josh a week before I started, and they showed me all the plans. We went over, and mine's actually built. It's off of North Murray, I think, if I recall correctly. And I did a couple sidewalk projects, kind of how she said, start to finish. And then when Jorge joined full time, that was his first like introduction to like going into the field work for our team. I like took him out all day, and we like scoped another couple sidewalks. So that one was fun. But now, like, I guess after so much time, I've been working on ProBant, which is a bypass and traffic control planning. So that's basically, I think, like a step up that I wouldn't have done without having done the sidewalks and like knowing what to look out for.
The sidewalk project's kind of like a beginner thing, I would say. It's really fun to like learn.
Yeah, so everyone has a little initiation thing. It seems like and did you want to do it, and yours is built, and yours is in the process of being built. So that's pretty cool. So tell us about your internship. Like, what is something that you really like about WGI? I know both of you guys have confirmed to work full time after you graduate here, which is awesome. Congratulations. But what's something that kind of led to that decision?
I'm very much about the culture. Like I said, my experience was I joined college as a very pandemic-esque type of no one knew what was going on. So I really liked that the office gave me the flexibility to like do my schoolwork and like work. And if I had questions, like I had all these resources that a lot of people didn't. So I think that really like solidified my connection with people in the office and like getting involved into the industry. It exposed me to a lot of things quicker. And I don't know, they've just been really supportive and flexible. They helped sponsor barbecue. That was a big undertaking. We've talked about that before. And then friends-wise, everyone has either similar backgrounds or experiences. I mean, we all kind of connected through UTSA. Still very actively involved with that community. And me and Sarah just keep talking about classes. We're in a class together right now, so it's fun to have your classmates also be your coworkers.
Yeah, I would say a similar thing, and just like the community and like the support that everyone gives, right? I feel like going into engineering, right, my dad kind of prepared me like, oh, this is a male dominant field, right? And coming to WGI, like a third of our office is like women. And I loved, and like very early on, like a very memorable time was that we had a women's lunch. And so it was all like 11 girls, we go out to lunch and just talking about experience at work and stuff like that. And I feel like that was very inviting, very welcoming. And even like, besides the whole like woman lunch, like even the guys, like everyone's just super supportive. Like my boss will do a check-in with me and everything like that. And it just makes it, like, I like working because of it, I get along with everyone.
That's awesome. That's a reason to stay for sure. So moving on to maybe after graduation, when do you guys graduate? Is it May?
I graduated in May.
I graduated in December.
Nice. Okay. So you guys are really close. Do you guys have any fun plans after graduation? You're going to go straight to work. You're going to be here the day after.
I'm debating on doing my master's. So we'll see. Because I like school a lot. And so I feel like I'm going to miss it. Like I'm going to want to go back. But besides that, I would love to travel at some point, save up money.
Yeah, I'm taking a month off after graduation. I'll join full-time basically at the end of June. But I will be taking a couple of trips and definitely preparing to be on full-time. Outside of that, I don't know. I need to figure out my life.
It's been go for so long in college, I can imagine.
Yeah, so I'm definitely considering continuing education. I just don't think I'm ready for that yet. So I'm going to definitely take an extended break before I start into that.
All right, so let's talk about do you call it TAWA, or is that an appropriate TAWWA, or is it?
So they call it TAWA or TAWWA.
Okay.
I fluctuate.
I've never heard it called TAWA.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, so I'm just making stuff up then.
They made me call it TAWA for that video, and I was like, I don't know if this is right. I've never heard someone say it out loud.
Well, let's talk about the scholarship and the scholarship dinner and fundraiser. Okay, right? You guys are both scholarship awardees, correct? So How did you get involved with that organization, and kind of what led you to try to get that scholarship? First question.
Okay, so first question, how did I get involved? Through our public works team, we have a couple of people that had been members for a while and then eventually became officers. Josh is currently the treasurer, I think, and Simone was on the fundraising committee and planning committee for the actual event. I don't know to what extent. I might have the titles wrong, but I know she's very, very actively involved in that. So I kind of started joining through them through their monthly meetings, and then I joined the UTSA chapter and kind of double dipped into the professional and student world of that organization.
What about you, Sarah?
Well, I know like you've won multiple times, right? Yeah. So like this past time was my first time winning, and I just heard it from Edgar or like people talking about it saying you should apply. And so I applied, and I was so happy that I got it. It was like my first scholarship I ever won. So
what does it take to win this? For people that don't know, what does it take to win that scholarship? Like what led you to securing it?
So like the requirements, they're like you have to have I think 2 letters of recommendation from like professors. You have to like write a paper about like why you want to be a civil engineer, and you have to send them a transcript. I think that's it. I'm missing something.
I think so. I think that's it.
Yeah, like I fill out some form just like about yourself.
Oh, what type of water related courses you've taken outside of that?
Yeah, it's probably like a GPA requirement, but just like basic.
And does being an intern at WGI, did that help at all, or is that
it did help. Like one of my letters of recommendation or something was like a WGI from Adrian, I think, or something. So I feel like that gave me like a leg up.
Yeah.
And like Josh was a part of it, like you said. So yeah, it was helpful.
I definitely have made Jeremy do a couple of my recommendation letters. He's okay with it now. He just signs them. He's like, okay. Yes, it's fine. He's used to me now. But for the scholarship, they really don't require much, but I guess the ultimate goal is they want to see what a student's passion is for water and like their role in the community. And like truly what we do with the public works team, we're so involved with just Sarah, SAWS, COSA. I guess I'll spell out the acronyms later. Can't remember what they stand for now, and I'm looking at Sarah, so I guess how that's going to be confusing later on. But these organizations are partners that we work with for like our professional projects, and then getting to learn about them more through their meetings, their events, their outreach is kind of what we want to do as professionals. So it's just getting a head start.
It's a head start professionally is pretty cool. We can't beat that. So let's see. In the next 2 to 5 years, what are your plans? I know it's a daunting question.
Yeah.
You said go back to school potentially, Sarah.
Probably get my master's, pass the FE, pass the PE.
What is the FE?
Oh, so fundamental exam. That's how you become at EIT, engineering and training. And then you wait 4 years until you can get your PE. But like prior to that, you can study for your PE, take the exam. And then once those 4 years are up after being at EIT, then you could be a PE, professional engineer. So that's the plan. Hopefully follow my dad's footsteps.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, you got a good someone in your corner at least to probably help you out with those exams.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, the study groups after work are definitely helpful.
Oh, you guys do you get that through? Is that through WGI? You just do study groups?
I guess it's through our group. I mean, WGI definitely lends us the conference room for it. But yeah, some of our members our team members are studying for the fundamentals exam and the professional exam as well. So they're here every other day or whenever. Every day.
Staying away, just studying. Yeah.
And then we'll join in, or I'll stay and do homework, and it's a good environment. Like I said, I like it here.
Yeah. So for you, Elizabeth, next 2 to 5 years, what is same kind of thing?
Very similar, yeah. I think I just want to develop a little bit more technically. Just focus on that. Really kind of hone in on what type of projects I want to focus on since we're such a big group.
And does it seem like water is the route y'all are leaning towards?
Water for sure. It's just the context of what type of water we do. Water, wastewater, sewer, expansions, abandonments. There's so many aspects and complexities to all of this, and we're expanding. We just got information on Georgetown, which is going to be an elevated storage tank, and Simone's actually working with Edgar Russell and I think Amanda's team to get that in order, and that's going to be one of our like newer ventures into a different type of water project.
We haven't dealt with that yet, so it's exciting, something new.
Something to learn for sure. So this is an interesting question. If you guys could go back and give your freshman selves a piece of advice that you didn't know then, but you have experience now, what would that be?
I would say the first thing that pops in my head, right, is that there's the organization at UTSA called ASE, American Society of Civil Engineers. And I wish I joined that like right away freshman year, because that allows you to have like so many connections and networking. I mean, it's kind of how I met Liz, and she even got me this job, you know? So I would tell myself to branch out more, network.
I definitely credit ASE for starting my career. That's how I met Chris and how I got involved in a lot of things. So I'm glad I got involved early. COVID was a little weird, so I wish I would have been a little bit more outgoing and gone to office hours. I feel like my life would have been so much easier freshman year if I gone to office hours. After that, I mean, I don't think I regret college or anything I've done for college. It's been a good learning experience, and it's worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I would also say have hobbies. That's something personal. That's something personal-wise that I can think of, because I feel like I'm school, and
that's my next question. Is what kind of stuff do you guys do outside of school? What kind of hobbies do you have?
To have more hobbies. Well, currently hobbies, right? Going into your next question, I like to read, so that's something that I do.
What are you reading right now?
Hunger Games.
Ooh, throwback.
Yeah. I've seen the movies, so I'm just trying to read the books. I like to compare the book movies with the movies, right? And I just recently started playing disc golf, frisbee golf.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's been really fun.
They have lots of cool courses.
Yes, there's a lot of courses. Honestly, I didn't realize how many there were, but there's one like by like Montes Vista, or I think on like campus. There's a bunch.
That's awesome. What about you?
Oh, I don't think I have time for it.
No time for hobbies?
No, I think they're hobbies, but I think I consider them like part of my routine. If they're not scheduled, they're not getting done. I'm a very big fan of cooking, and I really like graphic design, so I've been messing with that a lot. I'm trying to teach myself how to use Adobe Creative Cloud.
It is not easy. It's like learning another language.
Yeah, but there's a lot of tutorials, and LinkedIn is fun because that's just little quick videos.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Do you like desserts or for dinners, breakfast, lunch, sandwiches?
I've been doing a lot. No, you're all good. I get excited about talking about food.
Me too.
I've been doing a lot of like meal prepping and like quick and easy like cold lunches, because I'm always on the go. So it's nice to do like one or two big meals for the week and just get together. It makes me feel like an adult and I'm productive. So
yeah, I just make spaghetti a lot. Something simple, you know. Being a college student, you have ramen all the time.
I exhausted that, and I think that's like the one thing I'm looking forward to after graduation is like getting to not eat pasta as often. Yeah. I'm done with pizza. I think every college event I've gone to this last like 2-3 weeks, I've only had pizza.
There's so many meetings you can go to on campus, and it's just like, oh, Pizza and Pizza Hut again.
Every day. Who's your favorite person? Who's your least favorite person?
I have.
We actually talked about this, and we had an answer. We had the same answer for the least favorite. We love to hate on Chris. He's great. He's super nice.
Yes, that's
Rebecca
what
would say he's the worst person in the office.
Exactly.
I think everyone in our team would agree. He's the sweetest out of I'm gonna say out of like the entire team. He cares a lot, and he's very, very involved in like all the interns. So there's actually a third intern on our team, Aiden. He's not in today, but we all get along well, and Chris is just like the glue, I guess, that like transitions us a lot between like the project managers, the production team, and like the interns.
I mean, everyone's so like welcoming and inviting and friendly and stuff like that. But like Chris for sure is just like the jokester in the office. He's the one that's gonna do a little prank like in the middle of the day, or like just something, so we're not all like staring at our computers all day long. Like
someone's got to fill that role for sure.
Yeah. And then he's like super considerate. He'll like decorate our offices for like our birthdays or the desk.
Very nice.